Hey guys, Skellington80 here. We are back for day 15 of 25 Days of Monsters. We are 3/3 of the way through the series. If you've stuck around for this long, I applaud you and thank you for being this loyal. And if you're just now tuning in, welcome to the series and welcome to my channel, and I hope you enjoy the rest of this. That being said, we are here with the story of Mr. Hyde from The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson in 1886. The category is Science Experiment. Base of operations is London, when the 1880s, powers, shapeshifting, weakness, running out of drugs, and most dastardly deed is serial trampling. The fear factor is 3, even though that's kind of relative. Okay, I can do this. Dr. Henry Jekyll was a good man. He was a successful man. He held degrees in law and medicine, and was a member of the Royal Society, an organization for promoting scientific knowledge. He was active in church and had always been known for charities. A very good man indeed. But there was a problem. Jekyll had a wild streak, and he was guilty of irregularities. What exactly did he do? Gamble, drink, run around with the ladies? Jekyll never made it clear what his irregularities were, because he was too ashamed. But not ashamed enough to stop. What would you do if you're a good man who wants to do bad things? Seek a therapist, I suppose? But no, we have to do the complicated thing, because it wouldn't be a good story if Henry just sought out a therapist. Okay, so he spent 10 years working on a solution to this very problem. Not therapy, but a chemical compound that he could drink to free the lower elements of his good nature. When he consumed the compound, Dr. Jekyll, that good man, temporarily disappeared and was replaced by one Edward Hyde. Dr. Jekyll was a good man, and Edward Hyde was not. Edward Hyde, alone in the ranks of mankind, was pure evil. This particularly small and particularly wicked-looking man could do things that Jekyll would never dare to do. Whatever vices Jekyll craved, Hyde indulged in, and when he returned, he felt no shame. Don't look at me, it was Hyde. And for a while they were happy. But you shouldn't give your evil side flash if you want it to behave well. Behaving well is not what evil sides are good at, and before long, Mr. Hyde began indulging in monstrous behavior, as if he wasn't already. Soon he had trampled a little girl he encountered in the street, and she wasn't too badly hurt because Hyde was too small to be an effective trampler. But he was bound to try again, and he was getting stronger, growing larger. One day, Dr. Jekyll went to sleep and woke up as Mr. Hyde, no potion needed. He was getting out of control. Then, late one night, Hyde encountered a certain Sir Danvers Carew, an elderly man out to post a letter. Immediately, with ape-like fury, Hyde leaped upon Carew and began trampling his victim underfoot. Worse yet, he beat Carew to death with his cane. When Hyde transformed back into Jekyll, the good doctor was naturally horrified. But his conscience was clear. It was Hyde, after all, and Hyde alone, that was guilty, Jekyll said. Still, he vowed to keep Hyde locked up inside him and let his evil side out no more. That way there would be no more murders. But it was too late. He was turning into Hyde now without the potion. In fact, the only way he could stay Jekyll was with the constant application of his medicine. Worse yet, the potion was running out, and Jekyll was having a hard time mixing up more. Hyde grew more and more dominant, but he was a trapped man. If he went outside, he'd be sent to the gallows for the murder of Sir Danvers Carew. So he spent his time doing the one thing he knew how to do, being a jerk to the only person around, Dr. Jekyll. When Jekyll would take over for brief periods of time, he'd find that Hyde had wrecked his stuff and scrawled blasphemies all over his books. Jekyll soon knew that soon there would only be Hyde, and in despair, before Hyde could stop him, he took his own life. His friends found him in the lab dead, and next to him was a confession that Hyde had never had the chance to destroy. So that ended badly. It could have gone better if he had only sought therapy instead of taking the most convoluted and complicated route possible, but yeah, as I have said before, the people in these stories tend to be a little on the dumb side when faced with certain problems. And backtracking a bit, we have a blurb here. What does Mr. Hyde look like? No one can say. He is not easy to describe, one witness testifies. There is something wrong with his appearance, something displeasing, something downright detestable. I never saw a man I so disliked, and yet I scarce know why. Another says, God bless me, the man seems hardly human. Something troglodytic, shall we say? A troglodyte is a cave dweller, by the way. Alright, beyond the book. Jekyll versus Van Helsing. If Henry Jekyll and Abraham Van Helsing from Dracula see day 6, competed to see who had more degrees, honors, and letters after their name, who would win. Jekyll has MD, DCL, LLD, FRS, etc., whilst Van Helsing has MD, DPH, DLit, etc., etc. As we see, Jekyll has 4 to Van Helsing's 3, but Van Helsing has 2 etceteras to Jekyll's 1, so he may have more that he was just too modest to mention. A review from prison. In 1911, the New York Times published a series of book reviews from classic literature they had found in the Sing Sing prison library. An anonymous convict penned the reviews. See if you can follow the antiquated slang in his review of Jekyll and Hyde. This one is a hair raiser. It'll give you the horrors in a jiffy. The doc has wheels in his sky piece. He butts into some kind of hop that brings out all that's bum in him, changes into a Mr. Hyde who goes out and plays the scoundrel, then changes back into the genial doc again. In the end, he loses the combination to his hop and has to shuffle off this mortal coil as Mr. Hyde. We got so sore at him that he'd like to have been to hand him a few swift swats in the breadbasket. Basically means they wanted to punch him in the stomach, which I can totally understand. Okay, a sky piece is a hat, but it probably means brain in this context. Hop is a drug, and the breadbasket is the belly. So, you can yell at today's generation for all their weird slang words, but as we can see, going back a couple hundred years, they had slang that was just as weird, if not weirder than today's. So, yeah. Think before you speak, or complain, I suppose. And with that being said, we have reached the end of the video. It looks like today's video is a bit shorter than most for some reason, but I won't keep you around for any longer than I need to. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Return for day 16 if you want to. And I will see you next time. Bye!